Welcome to day 4 together. One of my favorite pastimes with my son, Leo, was playing video games together. And we still play video games. We do a lot of other things like soccer and stuff outside too, but he is freakishly good at them. And one game in particular was his favorite, Zelda Breath of the Wild. And he was determined to beat that game. He got to the end of it at 6 years old without even having the full capacity to read yet. I guess just a little bit of grit and grace he gave himself to get through the tough times on it. But here's the thing. One day he called me into the room and he was asking me, hey, Dad, for some reason, the game's not opening. And I noticed a little red blinking light next to the game. And what that light was saying was that there needed to be a software update before he was able to open it. And for some reason, this little red blinking light meant so much more than just clicking please update for me. It was this realization that even in our life, sometimes we need to make a software update. And for us, what's software? For me, it's our beliefs and our mindsets, or our mindsets that inform our beliefs. And sometimes we need to pause and make an upgrade to them, especially as we're entering the new year, in order for our hardware, our bodies, right, our capabilities, our abilities, how we serve others to be able to go further and have a greater impact. And so where in your life do you need to pause for a second and make a software update so that you can move forward at a higher level, at a deeper level, right? And how can you bring more value in what you do to others? Now, here's the thing. This is a real estate and lifestyle quick series here that I'm putting together. And so I want to just ground this in the real estate space for a moment as well. For me, generally, it's about helping someone maybe purchase a first home and get access to home ownership. Or it might be someone who has a home to sell and a home to buy. And how do I make that transition? Maybe someone's buying their investment property or second property. Or maybe it's none of those 3 or 4 things and something completely different than any of them that they need a little bit of coaching and guidance on. Either way, real estate is an access point to the good life. It's also one of the greatest wealth building tools for most people. And so here's the thing. I want to speak to first-time home buyers out there for a second. If you're thinking that homeownership is just too far and unachievable, or it's just too many years you're going to get there, or you're not quite sure how, right? Or you're trying to find the cheapest way to do it, right? In the quickest amount of time. Well, often the cheapest thing in the quickest amount of time isn't often the best. Higher quality sometimes takes a little bit more energy and effort. And so I'm not saying either one's good or bad, but I want us to again, do a little bit of a software upgrade for a moment on our mindset and our beliefs in order to get to the best outcome for ourselves. If that's the case, let's pause. Let's make that upgrade. And let's get after that good life, that access point to it, which is real property here in the United States of America. And how can you make that next step if you haven't yet? And for anyone else who's already in that first step and has questions about how to get wherever they need to go next, if you need help identifying what that upgrade might be for that mindset and belief in terms of, can I sell, should I sell, how does the interest rate impact that, whatever it might be, let me dive in there with you. Let's ask some questions. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out that next step. Until tomorrow, have a good life.